Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Blame Truth's recent video that completely opened up my eyes. But if you guys do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And let's get right into it. Blame Truth recently put out a video where he says that he believes that Call of Duty is being completely, not even subsidized, but completely run by AI. When he said this, it opened my eyes, because you know when you have something at like the tip of your tongue that you can't really figure it out, but it's right there, you're at the precipice of being able to understand why you came to this thought or why you believe this thing. That's what it was for me. And the reason I say this is because if you look at my previous videos, you can see that I've said many times that it feels as if none of their decision making is of that of a human. And everything felt very, very, what I could say, electronic, more like just, I know they were basing it off of statistics, but it's impossible to be able to base, as a human being, everything completely off of statistics, because you can't process information like that as a human being. And it just was like, oh yeah, it's being made by an AI. And the reason being is, and the reason that this actually thought popped up was because they recently buffed a weapon that buffed an attachment, that actually doesn't even exist in the fucking game. And that was like, what? Like, if you were a person who was balancing the game manually, you would have known that this attachment doesn't actually exist. So there's no need to buff it because it's not in the game. But the problem is, when it's an AI doesn't understand that the attachment isn't in the game. All the AI knows is that this attachment is not being used whatsoever, so it needs to be buffed so players can use it. That's the only, because the numbers are that it's underused. And when something is underused, the computer has to figure out a way to increase player usability. But what the computer doesn't understand, which a human would, is that it's not even in the fucking game. It's the same thing with the Riot Shield. When they nerfed the Riot Shield and they gave it more hits, that had absolutely nothing to do with what was the problem with the Riot Shield. The problem with the Riot Shield was that it was being equipped on the back of the player and blocking bullets and messing with the hitbox. But all that the computer can see is that once a player equips or puts on a Riot Shield, their KD goes up exponentially. Even though the computer can't understand that the reason it's going up is because they're not even using the Riot Shield. They're actually just using a gun with the Riot Shield on the back. But like I said, a human can understand that because that's called nuance. Robots can't understand nuance because they only understand data and statistics. All that they understand is that what's being used, what's not being used. What's the numbers? Is the KD high, significantly higher for this weapon? Okay. What is the accuracy numbers for this weapon? All right, the accuracy is too high. Let's nerf the accuracy. When a regular person, and then just nerf the gun completely. What a human would understand was, maybe, yeah, we could nerf the recoil a little bit, but let's buff an attachment so that we can be able to balance it out, so that if you want to use this gun and maintain a high level of accuracy, you now have to waste another attachment slot. That's called nuance. And computers cannot figure that out. So when Blame Truth said this, it was like, wow, he's 100% right. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind now that they are using AI to completely, not even a little bit, but completely 100% manage the game. It's the same thing with the maps. Why? They know, a human being would know that you cannot use a location because they have the top law teams, they have all these things. They would know that you can't use a location without being able to get permission to use a real life location. So, especially if it's a big corporate building or a museum or church or anything like that, you're going to have to get permission for that. But a computer doesn't understand that. You just tell a computer, make this map, here's the dimensions, and go and figure it out. So what a computer does is it either pulls references from other locations and then mashes them all together and then creates something, or it just completely copies another location. That's all, because the AI doesn't understand these laws and these things that surround the decision making. That you can't just make a decision based on analytics, because that's not always going to be a good decision, because there's other things attached to that decision that need to be accounted for. But the AI doesn't understand that, because if you don't install those parameters, it's going to only be able to operate in the way it knows, which is, like I keep on saying, numbers and statistics. And you can obviously tell if you play enough that the game is completely run on numbers. There is no human thought processes or decision makings within Modern Warfare 2, and it's the most evident in this game. They might have been doing this for years, but it's completely evident within this particular Call of Duty that this is what they're doing. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind at this point that the game is not being run by humans, because there's only two options here. It's either the Call of Duty developers are completely retarded and the game is being managed by the special education division within Activision, or it's being run by AI, and the AI thing is more feasible to me because I just don't believe somebody can be this stupid. I believe it's impossible without just dying some time in your life, because you're not going to be able to even function. But if you guys do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'm out. Peace.